there.
We are live, gentlemen. Hey, folks, Mobile Geezer here, coming to you with what we hope will be a regular Friday night broadcast. We've got Mike Dixon from Simply Your Device.
Hey.
Will Dalrymple is here,
Hey, how you doing?
I think we are going to be the three regulars. And of course, at other times, we may invite other people in or other YouTubers, depending on how things go. This is our second Friday broadcast. Last week, Mike was gracious enough to host that one. So this is my first time hosting one. So please bear with me. All right, Mike, Will, you want to say anything else about yourselves?
Nah.
No. Thank you for having us on. This is going to be fun. As you can see, I'm promoting T-Mobile today again. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
George. I'm getting those links out to Twitter land and all. So
sounds good to me. All right, folks. So tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things. And the first subject is that Motorola today, there's a couple of articles saying that they decided to cancel producing the Moto X5. And I have that article from Android Police. And Mike, you had it from who?
Droid Life.
Okay, so Droid Life and Android Police are both saying they're canceling the X5, and today they downsized some of their engineers in Chicago. So this is very concerning for those of us that love our Moto phones. So Mike, why don't you talk about it a little bit?
Well, it is quite concerning, and we were kibitzing about it beforehand. How this company is it's just wavering. It doesn't seem like it wants. It has too many directions. And one of the things it's always frustrating. I always mention about is getting the word out, getting the advertising out. Now I see Moto ads before for the Moto Z line, and especially when they have a promotion for the the Snap-on speaker. I saw one for the Alexa speaker on there. But here's a Moto X line that was a premium built phone, but it still wasn't really expensive.
Premium and affordable.
Yeah, right. Now, mind you, too, this phone was IP certified, glass, dual camera for what? Under 400? And you can get it on it was one of the first phones that was on Project Fi. That wasn't a Pixel.
Right.
So yeah, so it was really disheartening.
And it was one of the phones that wasn't a Google phone, that you pretty much got a pure Android experience.
Right. It's an Android One phone. Yeah. Essentially,
it was Android One before there was such a thing as Android One.
Yeah, I think it was one of the very first ones. So yes.
Will you chiming in?
I was just in the chat saying hi to everybody. But yeah, I don't know. Motorola, that sucks. They're really going down. I know when I got my first Moto X 2014, I loved that phone. We was able to customize it. It had basically stock. Moto had their they had their UI on it, but it was stock, and they just added a couple features. They had the Moto display, which is, to me, is better than Google's ambient display because of the way it displayed the notifications. I don't know if you had the original Moto X, but the camera wasn't that great, but the way the phone felt in your hand. And then when I went to the Pure Edition, I didn't like that one. It was too big, but I love that original phone. And the Z line, I'm not really a fan of, but they're cheaper. They're budget phones I like for $40, $50. The phones are good.
Oh yeah, and again, it's a product that doesn't get pushed across the whole line except for the premium Z line. Now, George, you got the Z Moto Z Play, don't you?
I got the Moto Z2 Play. I have the Moto G5 Plus, and I have the Moto E4. Love all three of them.
Right.
Let me do a quick shout out to the guys that are coming in. We got Alan from Phone Tech at Work. Big Dog is in the house. Shallow Unicorn is here, and Reggie Yu. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining in.
Yes. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, to me, I had all three of those Moto phones from last year. The Moto Z2 Play, that's their kind of upper mid-ranger. The E4 is a really cheap phone, and I have coworkers that have it and love it. So I loved everything about Moto, and this was last year was the first time I ever got Moto phone. So I just think it's terrible. But I agree with you about the advertising. You would think that Lenovo, as big as they are owning Motorola, and watching what Google has done just with their, real jumping into advertising, you would think the other ones would say, well, that's all we have to do. And Lenovo certainly has the money to do it. So I find it very strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
George, like I was telling Mike earlier, I think Moto is a money pit, because it was the same thing when they were with Google. When they when Google bought them or whatever they did, I was all for getting a Motorola phone because I said they'll get the updates first. And still, like the unlocked, no, not the unlocked one. I think the locked version of the Moto X didn't get.
No, the AT&T and the Verizon models didn't get They didn't get the update,
and because it's stock software, just about didn't get it, and then they stopped supporting another one. Like they were just there.
Well, also too, Will, remember though, Google bought Motorola because they stripped them of some of the things that they were developing.
That's
like
right.
the Moto actions. And how about the when you called out OK Moto or something like that? And then shortly after that you got the the hot word for OK. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That was a pure buy the company, strip it, and then sell it.
Yeah, and they said that there was a bunch of patents that Google wanted, and they got them.
Yep, that was all that done. But
they got some good ones.
Yeah, and that's how we have what we have today, essentially. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
I just think, to me, I don't like the idea of. I mean, I guess you don't have to buy the mods. I don't like the way the back of the phone looks, the new ones. Because I thought I would like the Moto Z, but it was too expensive.
Me too.
If it's on a carrier, it's not getting the updates. And then see how they are. Even if it's not on the carrier, you're not getting the updates. So what was it? I think it was when the Z came out. I think it was like almost $800. I might as well get a Samsung.
Hey, my buddy Mike Livingston is in here. Hey, Mike, he's another biker. We've been biker friends for a long time. And your mom is in here, Mike.
Yep, mom's in the house. Everybody say hi to Carol Dixon. You can call her mom. It's okay.
I'm still praying for you, Carol. We're good with your feet.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Let me just say one last thing. Unless you guys have more to say, in the Android Police article in the middle, it says Motorola continues to be a drag on Lenovo, which had initially promised to turn its ailing smartphone division profitable within 2 quarters. Well, that never happened. And yeah, I think that's on Lenovo. I think
Lenovo's it's the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Not Motorola.
Yeah,
okay.
I agree. Yeah.
So and real quick, you release a smartphone, a high-end smartphone, and granted it's high-end, and then you leave the price up there. If it isn't moving, do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you get the Moto Z for like $375 now.
Is it that far down? Wow.
So at T-Mobile, I'm pretty sure at T-Mobile, $375, $399. Of course, you got to do installments on it, but it's cheap. It's cheap right now. So
that's the problem. The price is too high, and like we always say, Samsung and Apple are the household name, even though Motorola's been around forever. But
and that's what I was saying when we were talking before we started broadcasting. It's starting to look like Apple and Samsung, at least in the U.S., are just going to wipe everybody out unless people do some advertising.
With the smartphones anyway, people don't. Exactly. They're not going to go to Motorola for an expensive phone.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I love stock, but it's kind of like I don't know. If you get a stock Motorola, you're paying $800,
Yeah.
and you're getting a bare bones phone, plus you're not getting your updates.
But to me, the good thing is because like the Moto Z2 Play, if they keep that up, that's just a slight niche below.
Oh yeah. The Play models, yeah.
So I hope they keep that coming because I would buy another one of those, but I'm not spending no $700.
No.
Yeah.
You know.
So
And as much as we say we like stock, you and I will are both getting the Galaxy 9. So
that's my thing. I love stock, but it's like even with the Pixel, sometimes I feel like I'm paying more, but in the Pixel's case, it's more than what I'm paying for the S9. And it's not that it's boring, but it's like I always say it, you can't write on your screenshot.
Yeah.
Like those are things that should be in the phone already. I shouldn't have to get.
Well, you miss the
third
features.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And Samsung is better at features than anybody else, as far as I know.
Thank God it's coming to Android P.
Yeah.
Real quick, guys, we have My Project 13 in house. How you all doing?
Hey, Anthony.
Shadow Unicorn had an interesting point. He says it's all about the status.
Nexus 6.
Oh.
Yeah. And on my new Nexus 6 now, I have two. You have two of them. I'm behind on videos with you, Anthony. But wow,
Anthony's
cool.
strutting his stuff, obviously.
They got the refurb 6Ps and the 5Xs if you want to go into a boot.
Yeah.
5X. Those are going for.
No. You said that wrong.
In here. Hey, Keith.
6Ps are what, 230?
Yeah. No, don't forget you get the 5X with an additional side of boot loop on the side.
Yeah,
You know.
there you go.
I still have my 6P. I have never had any of the issues with the 6P.
I love that phone. That's 6P. Yeah. I hope I get in on that lawsuit. Pay attention, George. They got that lawsuit coming.
Yeah, I saw that. But what can I say? I've never had a problem with mine.
I never had a problem with it. I'll take some free money.
Well, it's like people make fun of me because I refuse to cheat on my taxes. It's just not something like when I was working. Still programming, the guy says, well, you can take a day off and say you're sick. I'm like, the problem with saying I'm sick is he can hear me when I say that. So I'm not worried about that.
You can give your lawsuit, you can give your portion to Mike as a super chat.
There you go.
Oh man. So right. On to the next item up for bid here.
Our next item. Yesterday, I think it was, there was a couple of articles that Amazon and Google are at it again.
Mm-hmm.
I gather Amazon's retail team informed Google's Nest team that no new Nest products would be sold on Amazon.com. So, of course, Google turns around and retaliates, and it said Nest is pulling all its products from Amazon as soon as current stock is depleted. And it's like this just keeps going away and popping up and going away and popping up. And I think it's we, the consumers, who are going to be hurt by it more than anybody else.
Right. And didn't Amazon bought didn't Amazon buy somebody just recently?
They just bought somebody specifically that's going to put them in direct competition with Nest.
Ring. Is it Ring? One of them.
And they bought. Did they buy Ring also?
Yeah, I think they bought Ring.
They just bought Ring. Yes.
$2 billion.
Matter of fact, I mentioned it on my last Sunday news broadcast. That's right.
Yeah, and also they. I've been reading that the Chromecast isn't on Amazon right now.
Right. That's what started this whole thing.
Okay.
Here's my question. Do you think this is going to hurt Google or Amazon more? Because if Google starts pulling their stuff, I think that's going to be a bigger blow to Amazon, because you can still get the Chromecast at Best Buy, just about everywhere. You know what I mean? You can still find them. The Nest or in Home Depot or in.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you, Will, except Yes, there's a lot of places you can go pick up a Chromecast in the Nest and that stuff, but Amazon is the biggest marketer in the United States, one of the biggest in the world. I guess only Alibaba is probably bigger. So I'm thinking it's going to hurt Google more. That's what I'm guessing.
I guess we got to see who blinks first.
But wait a minute. There's a key word. How can you hurt Google? There's nothing you can hurt Google. You know what I mean? Okay.
Well, Google's going to have to come up with a way to. That's the thing. Google's going to retaliate, and it's going to be. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be bad. Whatever they do is going to. Amazon must be. They have to be using Google somewhere.
That's true.
It's something. Maybe we don't even know about it, but they got to be using them. Look at Apple, just admitting they use them in the iCloud. So
well, aren't all of Amazon's tablets based on some version of Android?
Right. I was going to say that. Yeah. So where did they get the code to do for their tablets alone? So yes, that's
come from Google. Yeah.
My Project 13 said there's a guy down the street selling the Chromecast out of his backpack.
Right on, Anthony.
Oh man.
Oh God. Yeah, there's always I don't know. It's crazy. It's like when Apple pulled Google Maps from the thing. They tried to divorce themselves from Google too. It's crazy.
And it took Apple and Google a couple of years to straighten out their fights. Right?
That was a dumb move by Apple taking. I think they put Yahoo search and Bing is one of their defaults now.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
And it's funny. Google's the bigger corporation, but Bezos is the richest guy on earth. So I don't know.
I saw a Shadow Unicorn says so they can come in your house, ring.
Oh yeah, that's what it's for. That's what they're buying it for, to make the Amazon keys or whatever.
Right. And I have Ring, and I have Alexa, and I have Google Home, but I'm not letting anybody walk into my house. I'm sorry.
And the, what's it called? Seeing the way the Amazon drivers just throw your package. Nah. It's crazy.
But
Gadget Beard is in here. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, Gadget Beard's here.
Hello there, Mr. Gadget Beard. Hey, the Gadget Beard man, he got himself that G3. Did you see that phone he got? That new G3?
G3. Everybody's talking about that. $200.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
It's called 3G NUU, I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh, the new mobile. Yes, I saw that he posted. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah. And that there's one of those phones that are inexpensive, and I think they're a subsidiary of ZTE.
No,
they're not. Okay.
New Mobile, because a couple of years ago when New Mobile was getting started, they gave me a couple of phones, and they're not affiliated. They are affiliated with some Chinese company, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know.
Gotcha.
George, I got a topic for you.
Go ahead.
Make sure you get yours in that you're thinking about. I just want to know what everybody thinks about the notch, because that's taking over now.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good subject.
Everything got a notch.
Now,
OnePlus is putting a notch. LG's putting a notch.
Yep.
For no reason. Even on the developer preview that's out, there's a setting in there where they call it the cutout something, where it'll form, I guess, to make the screen fit the notch. They've moved over the time on Android P. The icons don't stretch out as far to accommodate the notch.
Right.
I think that's the most. Oh my God! I'm not going to be buying another phone unless it's a Samsung. I don't want the notch.
I think ZTE is contemplating it too.
Because there's no reason. They're not giving a reason. Like if they said we're putting the notch because we got extra camera stuff in the middle, they're just doing it because Apple did it.
Well, yeah, but they're all saying it's because they can squeeze more stuff in that way and still give you some screen. Is it true? I don't know.
Like even LG, they haven't come out and said like we added a new something here. They're just doing it because Apple did it. They think it's like a style now.
And didn't somebody have an article with about 6 different phones that are coming out soon and all had the notch?
Everybody Everybody's doing it. Even one boss is doing it. Oh God.
So just like the rage we had with dual cameras, you know, when one came out, everybody was trying to come out with a dual camera.
I still love the dual cameras myself.
Oh, yeah, but you know, it was like as soon as somebody came out with one, everybody else tried to jump on that.
Yeah.
That was the bandwagon to jump.
And
on.
a lot of them
So,
didn't implement it very well. So what was the point?
No, right. Just because it's dual camera, you know.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But now I have not had my hands on a notch, and I have a coworker who has an iPhone 10, so I've seen it. But I keep thinking, for me, it's not going to bother me at all. I could be wrong. You know, what do you guys think?
Well, I had the iPhone 10
Right.
for a couple weeks, and I don't like it because when you turn the video sideways or anything sideways, your picture, it takes off your, like it's cutting into your screen, and you can't do nothing about it.
That's right. I did hear that somewhere. Yeah.
That's what I don't like it because it's just, what's the point?
Yeah.
There's no point to it.
Mike, what do you think? You think it'll bother you when you get one, or wait till you get one?
No, it won't bother me because, you know, I got phones that are big chins as it is, you know what I mean? So that great, I could feel that. But, you know, the thing is, I'm sitting here thinking about bothering me is, I mean, as tech people, yeah, we it might bother us. We might have a conversation, but let's talk about the person who's going to buy this phone for the first time, just because, you know, their cousin Drew got one, you know what I mean? Oh, look, they got a XYZ phone with a notch in it. I got to go get one, you know?
Let me say what my Project 13 saying before it blows my screen. It says, I'm not going to say I'll never buy a device with one, but if I do, it will be just because of review outside of that. I still don't like it. Don't like anything taking up my real estate on the screen.
Yeah, that's, you know.
Well said, Anthony.
And see, we do got to give Google credit. Hopefully they don't do it with the Pixel, but
well, so far we got to give them credit.
Yeah,
dual camera was the big thing, and they went and showed you they can do dual camera, like he said, with no dual camera. You got the same feature. Even they even released an update to enhance the digital zoom to make it better with no second camera. So hopefully they don't come with a notch. Yeah. And Samsung is not putting a notch; they're going straight across.
Right.
Samsung kept the headphone jack.
Right.
Let me just. I just thought of this though too. I was talking about earlier about the dual cameras, and that was a thing. And now the other thing was get the headphone jack out. Right. There's going to be no headphone jacks in some of these phones. Right. And now it's the notch. So now the next question should be, what else can you do? You know, I always bring that point up. What else can you do? What is going to be the new hotness? You know.
As far as what else can you do? Again, Anthony, my Project 13. Companies are running out of ideas for the look of devices to get the consumers' attention. He may be right.
The companies run out of ideas, period. That's why Samsung's getting bashed, because what else can you do?
Yeah.
But the iPhone recycled the idea for 4 years, the same look of the phone, and nobody said nothing.
Right.
Everybody loved it every year.
Yeah.
The software on the iPhone's been the same since 2007.
Wait a minute, Will, wait a minute. They're still waiting in line to go get an iPhone when it's okay.
All right, that's cold.
Oh, you're right. They're still outside. They're
out. Yeah.
iPhone haters, don't send it to Mobile Geezers. Simply device, okay?
I just tell it like it is, you know. Come on, you know.
Did you see Phone Tech at Work? Did you see that one? The camera that pops out from the top now for the selfies.
Yes.
Oh yeah. There you go.
And my friend Mike is a little less uninitiated with the phone stuff, and he said he doesn't even know what a notch is. And Mike Livingston, if you look at any iPhone 10, if you walk into an Apple store, you'll see the notch across the top of the screen in the middle. That's what we're talking about.
Mm.
Mike said they're still in line. That's right. Somebody's still upset about Moto canceling the X5. Man.
Yeah, you know.
Include me in that group.
Yeah. You know, they should merge. They should take the Moto X and maybe I don't know, knock the G down to the E level, and put the X in the in that slot where the G was.
Well, looking back at the Android polices, it says their sources are saying they'll be narrowing their focus to go back to the E, G, and Z.
Yeah, well, look at it. These E phones. They had these E phones at Metro. I think they had at Boost. They had it at Verizon.
Yes.
Right. They had to have sold. Well, they bought a ton of these phones.
They got them at Dollar General for $34.
And
$40.
the G phones, since the beginning, have been their best sellers.
George.
Was the X5, was that supposed to be a phone that was for Fi? Like, was that going to be on Google's Fi, like the X was X4 or whatever? Was that supposed to be like that?
You read anything about it, Mike? I wasn't sure.
No, I'm looking real quick here.
I didn't see much on the X5, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
I didn't see much either. So,
George, you're usually our research guy that knows all this stuff, man.
Yeah, really up on Motorola.
George, you got to get your friend Mike Livingston up to date here. He's on a Galaxy 5.
Is that what he's saying?
Oh man, come on! You got come on! You got to give him one of those phones.
It's a little up to date though, Mike. Those are waterproof.
Yeah, a lot of people love their Galaxy S5, and Mike, he's like me. He's an old biker. You're not going to push him too fast.
Like Samsung was ahead of its time.
That's true. That's true.
So, oh yeah, I see it. Real quick, Phone Tech at Work pointing out, and yes, we'll say it publicly. Congratulations to My Project 13 hitting the 5K mark.
Oh yes, done. Absolutely. Saw
Nicely
that.
Done.
Very, very good.
Nicely done.
Nice, Anthony. Who was it? My Project 13 is saying again, power buttons and volume rockers will go away. It's going to happen. So
just to get attention. Just to get attention, I think.
Could be. Okay, we moving on.
Yeah, please do. Yes.
Now, the other thing that I had for this week, which I thought was hilarious, well, kind of hilarious. Now, of course, I have the Echo upstairs, and I have the Echo Dot down here. And before I say her name too many times, she starts coming on. That happened to me last week when I was over with you. But I gather. In my weekly broadcasts on Sundays that I do about the news, I reported how Alexa had problems last week on the East Coast and the West Coast, and it was having all kinds of shutdown problems. Well, just the other day, a lot of people were reporting Alexa just starts laughing out of the clear blue. And one person said, lying in bed about to fall asleep, when Alexa on my Amazon Echo Dot lets out a very loud and creepy laugh. There's a good chance I get murdered tonight. Another one, I was trying to turn off some lights and they kept turning back on. After the third request, Alexa stopped responding and instead did an evil laugh. The laugh was not in Alexa's voice. I can see why that would scare you pretty good.
I think I would have threw it out the window.
And the last one, I was manually turning the volume down using the buttons on my Echo Dot, and it started laughing like she was being tickled. It was the weirdest thing. So I guess the AI personality is starting to get carried away here, or what?
Yeah. What made me think was, didn't they do a commercial during? I thought it was at the Super Bowl. They were showing the voice for Alexa was sick or something, and they were having guest stars.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I thought there was a commercial that they were running at the Alexa was sick, and then Jeff Bezos was in the commercial too. And let me see, I got to go look, but I thought they were guest stars were doing.
What's causing it?
Alexa
causing it to laugh.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if this is a joke from Amazon.
Yeah, but with people reporting it from all over the country and getting scared, I don't think
this is. Maybe Google did it.
Yeah. Don't forget they wrote the code for it. So
Yeah,
go
there you
ahead,
go.
mess with us. Go ahead.
Shallow said it's Skynet.
That's what I was thinking. Skynet. Could this be the beginning?
Yeah. See
And
here.
do you remember the movie Lucy? Maybe Alexa's just developing.
Oh man. What was it? What was the 2000? The Space Odyssey.
2001, A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
HAL 9000.
HAL 9000. Exactly. Let's see. Copy. I'm going to send it in our own chat. I'll share it with you guys with the what it was. It was it says here Alexa loses her voice. Super Bowl commercial teaser. So
Okay.
Michael got it in the chat. He said they had comedians in it, Mike.
Okay.
yeah.
I think I just missed it then.
Mobile Tech Matters. I think he just came in the room.
Yeah. Oh, Shallow Unicat said Skynet. Where's Tony? Yeah, because Tony up in Cleveland, he's always talking about Skynet.
Yeah. I sent the link to you guys, but it makes you wonder what the heck's going on here.
Exactly.
Oh man. See who else is. See mobile. Okay, Mobile Tech Matters. Kurt's in the room. I see.
Okay. Yeah, Kurt King joined us today.
Hey, Jay's in the room. How you doing, Jay?
Jay's in here. Mobile Tech Matters is in here. Cool. Yeah, it's something. Let's see. Everything's out of quiet. I just realized too. Everything's out of quiet. For some people, are waiting for their S9s. Wait till the S9s come. Hit the doors. Exactly.
And all of a sudden, boom! It's all gonna.
Wait till my S9 hits the door, Mike. You're gonna have slow-mo videos of me opening beers, cans, bottles.
Hey, Will, can it? Will you? Sorry, couldn't read that.
George, you gotta get to a drum. We need a soundboard. Where's Adam?
Yeah, he's busy playing. Today is his board game day. So
okay.
Hey, here's a subject we kind of Android P is the developer previews out, and
I'm waiting for May.
I did not sideload a.
No,
I was doing all that. When they release the one for everybody, then I'll get on it.
Right.
When it's over the air.
But wait a minute, the developer one is over the air, or you got to sideload it?
The developer one, you would have to side load and do all this stuff. But when they public beta, then I'll sign up for that one.
So the public beta is a lot easier. Yeah. I'm just quickly looking at some stuff here. A Verizon model LG V30 getting Oreo.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, finally, but it's only going to get 8.0, not 8.1.
Yeah, but still, that's better than being on Nougat, isn't it?
True. True. So appears that the Galaxy Note 9 won't have the under-display fingerprint reader either.
I saw that article today myself. Yeah, because it was so sure that it was going to be under the display in the Note 9.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned in the comments, what's this LG G7 Nero?
The what?
Neo.
I think that might be that one they're calling it Judy or whatever, isn't it? Or is that the one that they canceled?
I know. I saw Judy too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with the notch. They have one coming with a notch.
Okay. I'll bet you that's the Neo.
Yeah. There's a phone. Talk about phones that and LG. I'm shocked I've yet to hear any chatter for the Stylo 4.
Yeah, and that was such a successful phone for a low budget phone.
A really good low budget phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, my wife's got it. I'm so pleased with it because she's pleased with it, and even I could say I could live on that phone. And again, another misstep by these phone companies that they have a following.
Right.
If you think about it, it's just a surprise. Another talk about following. How about ZTE? Where's the Axon? Whatever number it's going to be,
or whatever.
They skipped the 8 and they're going to the 9, but they changed the branding. So,
but you can only keep the crowd going for so long. You know what I mean?
And see, doesn't all of this say that this is why Samsung and Apple are so successful. They keep up on what people like about what they do, and they enhance it, or they incrementally make it better, but they don't just let it fade away.
No, while it's still in the fresh of the people's minds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got some questions. Mobile Tech Matters. I guess he just came. He's asking, what do we think about the notch on all the new phones?
No, we were talking about that before, and I guess the general consensus is nobody likes a notch just for the sake of having a notch, and it seems like everybody's coming out with the notch for the sake of having the notch.
Yeah.
Now, Mobile Tech Matters and I both have talked to ZTE, and they had talked about a notch, but they haven't come out with a notch phone yet. So
everybody's really, this is,
that's okay. Mobile Tech Matters. We'll shoot at your questions, whatever you got. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we're not really a fan of the notch because there's not really a reason for it. So.
And Richard, don't apologize for coming in when you come in. We're just grateful you're here. Mobile Tech Matters' name is Rich.
Rich, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was with him in Vegas for the
were you? Okay.
Yeah.
So, George, when you were in Vegas, was there any kind of hints of a ZTE coming out with not just much the Axon, but anything else?
There were lots of hints. As far as I know, nothing concrete was said. Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a lot of hinting and talking, but I don't remember anything concrete. Who just is Jay Will in here? Did somebody say he was in here or somebody else?
No, I didn't see him.
Okay, because he was there too. I don't remember anything concrete. Yeah. So we don't know, And the phone they just announced, the big announcement at MWC, well, they tell me that's not going to be released in the U.S., so obviously that's not a successor. So I don't know.
Wait, they're releasing a phone?
They're releasing a phone. I can't remember the name of it.
But not here.
No, not in America. Let me see if I can.
Really?
Like you said, it's going to be Samsung and Apple.
Samsung and Apple, they're burying everybody just because of their smart advertising, in my opinion.
You know what upset me, like Mike said the other week, was LG, because I wanted a V30. Now they start putting out commercials. Now,
yeah, a little late, yeah.
Yeah, and that just blew me away. I'm like, what was it? I saw, well, it was at the Olympics. It started with the Olympics. And I bet you I go downstairs now, you can probably hear it
now.
Yeah.
And if you read, it's so funny. One of the lines, like they blur, like from famous magazines. Like one of them was from CNET, saying this definitely gives Samsung competition or something like that. They wrote, and I'm like going, really?
Are you kidding?
Really? What, the S8? That was a year ago.
They didn't specify the S8. They just said Samsung.
That's what I'm saying. Samsung to the S9 now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the ZTE announcement was the ZTE Blade V9. And it's now, of course, I have the Blade V8 Pro, and which I love. And as soon as I thought, okay, I want to get my hands on this, and then a couple of the guys tell me they're not releasing it in the U.S. So nothing to succeed the Axon 7, as far as I know.
Has anybody seen the I guess it's the HTC U12? He said there was a leak. I haven't seen it.
I read about it. I haven't seen it though.
Yeah. HTC U12.
And Rich is saying what I said about what we heard from ZTE in Vegas. Just hints, nothing for sure. And that's what we got a lot of.
That's a shame. That's a shame because I follow that. I'm part of that. I follow them on Twitter, and sit here talking about it. You think about, they always have the Watch Face Wednesday or Throwback Thursday, and there's only so many times until something comes out.
And ZTE with their Z community, they are better, in my opinion, at listening to their consumers than anybody, even better than OnePlus. But they seem to like to play everything really, really close to the vest, and they don't want you to know about it until they're ready to release it.
They need to start letting people know about it to increase the people wanting it.
The excitement, you know.
I would think a few leaks could go a long way.
Without doubt.
By the time you're saving the money up, by the time the phone comes out, you done bought something else.
Oh yeah, and Rich is mentioning the V8 Vita. That's coming out in the U.S. and that's their I forget. Let me see. CTVITA.
Anybody in the room got an iPhone? I guess their thing will be coming up soon. They'll be showing off iOS 20.
Yeah, what do they got? WWDC, is that what it's called?
WWDC, yeah.
Theirs will be coming up. They'll start showing you what they're coming with.
Terry Keller and Louis Tapia are in here.
Yeah, we got a good room going.
Yeah. You know, guys, I just kind of was sitting here thinking, here it is. All right, it's March. I mean, I don't know. Was it this time last year there were a lot of mid-range or budget phones starting to be released to the MVNOs, or there was chatter that they were getting some of these new phones coming in, and this year seems like it's real quiet. You don't hear nothing.
Well, I know I got my Moto G5 Plus in April, and I didn't get any MVNO phones, so I'm not sure about March.
Okay, it just seems real quiet. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, there isn't, like somebody mentioned about the J7, for example. Isn't that like a last year phone? Is that from last year?
Right.
You know?
And ZTE's Vita, I believe, is supposed to come out this month. Now that's a very budget phone as far as I remember. So
I think this time last year, it did seem like, I didn't think that the high-end phones would be selling as good because the budget phones were so good. But like you're saying, it's pretty quiet.
Well, didn't the HTC Ultra come out right around this time last year?
Yeah. Or wasn't it CES last year? They announced it and it was out for.
I thought it came out around late February. The U11 came out in June, I think, because I bought that right away.
Oh, I wanted that phone.
Yeah, I still have mine sitting here, but complete opposite reaction. You know, everybody except Jay Will pretty much panned the heck out of the Ultra, and everybody, including me, loved the U11.
U11, yeah. The U11 is still going for $650 on their site. I think they need to drop that price. Swap got them for $420 mint.
Now, I had 3 of my subscribers buy that phone, and to this day, they still love that phone.
Love it, yeah. No, I'm sure it's a good phone, but HTC, they don't have the presence to price their phones at almost $800. They're not.
Yeah.
Well, to keep it up there all this time, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Especially you know the cycles is coming around where it's going to be coming out with, well, hopefully a U12. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Louis Tapia said, "I'm interested in a leak from a while ago concerning about the LG Zone 4. I never heard of that. Either of you know that?
No, I'm about to search it.
Okay. LG Zone 4.
4. I see they have a Zone 3.
Would you guys zone out here? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying.
All right, folks, if you're not used to my sense of humor, this is it. Mike Livingston, you know exactly what I mean because you're worse than I am, maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be a Verizon budget phone.
Budget phone, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, only one guy knows something about, a potential budget phone where I felt like, we had confirmation that there was going to be an LG Silo 3. Okay, they did talk about the K series. 4. Yeah, or in this case, a 4. But last year, you had the 3, you had the K series.
Right.
You had the 2 with the 2K series. And wasn't there some Cricket phone that came out that was an LG phone? And that kind of covered. I know there were different variants in the MVO space. So.
And I keep thinking I need to get on the Samsung J-Wig and somewhere in here because I haven't ever gotten one. you know, like the J3, J5, J7.
Right. You ever try George? You ever consider trying an MVO and getting one of those phones that just was there any of them?
I'm such a team. I guess I'm very loyal. I'm a Google fanboy. I'm a T-Mobile loyalist. I tend to stick with what works for me.
Oh yeah, I completely.
And I'm old too, so I'm probably set in my ways. You know.
We gotta get you on an iPhone again, George. You gotta try it out.
I did 6 months. I thought that was my penance. You know.
Yeah.
You're like Mike. Mike didn't want to do it either, and I don't think he was too happy after he tried it. But
yeah, but keep in mind, I bought mine with my own money, the 6 Plus. I held on to it from January to July, and then it was like, okay, I'm done with you.
Did you beat it?
I couldn't stand being locked in. That was the whole thing.
That's like that speaker that you can't use nothing but Apple.
Exactly. And at the time, as soon as I got the phone, I said, this camera is way better than I've ever seen on any other phone. And at the time, it was. Well, that's not true anymore.
Yeah, not with the Pixel 2 out.
Yeah, exactly.
That camera is ridiculous.
Yeah, I still have my my SE. I'm keeping that around. It still is my cheap gateway into the world of iOS.
Right.
So.
Oh, and by the way, this is my Sony Xperia XA2, which I'm still using as a daily driver, and it's still a great phone. But what I said in my impressions video about it being a little bit laggy, one of my subscribers said, well, you probably have too much on there. And I've told him, yeah, you're probably right, because I tend to put 150 apps on the phone. So I went out and I deleted a lot of the apps. Did it a lot of the apps? Did it help it some? Yes, it did. Is it still laggy? Yes, it is.
Hold on, Mike. We got a question. You or George might be better with this one.
Go ahead.
Luis Tapia says, what phone do you recommend that has good audio, works on Verizon, and is well below $200? I know, Mike, you raved about what was that one? Axon with the audio?
The Axon 7, yeah, but that's not going to work on Verizon.
That's not going to work on Verizon.
Yeah, I have an Axon 7 right here.
Verizon is going to be the problem. And I hear strict about putting phones on their network, so.
Yeah, well,
but under 200, I don't see it.
Wow. Yeah, that's the problem, under 200 and Verizon, but mostly the Verizon part, because mostly Verizon.
You could get a 6P, right? I mean, the Nexus 6.
The 6, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he could get a
164. What was that? Tone? What was that? Project 13. He had when he said 165.
Okay.
Yes, he could get a Nexus 6 that would work on that, and that'll be fine.
And there's great speakers.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. My wife, I got my wife a Nexus 6. So
okay, that's right. You just
ago. Yeah, and that was a neat phone. That was hefty, hefty phone. But overall though, it really it performed very well, and he would have no problems on Verizon at all.
Okay, so there you go. Mobile Tech Matters. Rich is saying, I understand the whole Apple ecosystem. My daughter will never ever switch to Android. He has an iPhone 7 for work. Not a fan. And that's what happened to me. I gave it a good shot. Would I ever get one again? Probably at some point, but I'm not spending $1,000 right now.
Somebody asked about Xiaomi coming to the States. I think they're gonna have a hard time because of the whole privacy concerns, like with
Well, they're saying they're going to be here by the end of the year or the beginning of next year. They're going to have a presence.
Look at who was the other one? Who was the one who just tried to come? Huawei.
Huawei and ZTE are the ones that the government keeps warning us about.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have the same problem, right?
Yeah, and I agree with the Huawei executive who said this is this political stuff, probably being fueled by Apple and the other competitors.
Really? You think competitors are juicing this up, huh?
Oh yeah, one of the big shots at HTC said exactly that, and I agree with him. I agree with him 100%. And
yeah, that's something I never thought of. I never thought of that.
Because
could Apple afford to pay some politicians to bring the?
Oh my God, yeah.
Exactly.
especially Apple, because the more people realize that a cheaper phone, look at your brother, a cheaper phone can do the same thing your phone is doing. It's more, why are you spending $800?
Hey, the OnePlus 5T, my other daily driver, half the price of an iPhone 10.
Yeah.
You can go cheaper than that.
Yeah, of course you can. I have the Xiaomi Mi A1 right here. Okay, $216 or something like that right now. And are there better phones out there? Not by much. That's that right there.
For the same features.
Yeah, this is a great phone for $200, folks. Let me tell you.
So Apple, I could see them paying to.
Yeah, exactly. Not saying that that's what they're doing, but they certainly could if they wanted to.
It could be a possibility, especially with how open Android is. You can pretty much get anything. The only thing they have is iMessage and then being a status symbol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If anybody takes a chance to use Android, if they have an iPhone, they give it an honest chance. I can't see saying I'm comfortable spending like he said, $1,100 on an iPhone 10 when you can get an Android phone that can do everything the same. Just about all of it better, or
it's certainly between $300 and $500 easily.
Yeah.
But I have met a number of people who have were iPhone users for years and did convert to Android. But last Monday, when my wife went to Best Buy to order a Galaxy S9, we were talking to a kid there who was buying an iPhone. He's 21, I think he was, and he said he used to be an Android user. He fell in love with iPhones. He can't see himself ever having something else. So it goes both ways.
I don't see how you can fall in love with that thing, but that's just me.
He did.
It's hard. I mean, for long term, I couldn't do it.
It's always interesting to have those conversations with those people that say exactly that.
Yeah.
I was an Android user, but I can't go back, because it makes you wonder what's so bad about Android.
Well, he wasn't downing Android. He was very friendly about Android.
Yeah.
He did they were good phones, but he fell in love with Apple, and that was that.
You know what? Same thing. I mean, goes with, again. I don't know. I know when I was talking to my sister-in-law and giving her trying to give her some pointers on getting a new phone, and she says, I want Apple, and that's all but then again, on one thing is my sister-in-law and my brother, goes back to that ecosystem thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know they got all the iMessage somebody here mentioned, and they got Apple TV.
Right.
Shallow
Unicorn and you. I didn't realize it was you both saying they want to try the Mi A1.
It's simply a device.
Shallow Unicorn. I can tell you, it's a great phone for $200. I would highly recommend it. So I think if there's any fairness, or you're not being killed by whatever competitive rumors they're putting out there, I think Xiaomi could come in here and be successful, but at least I hope they do, and I hope they're not spying for the Chinese government.
But I just would let's break out the crystal ball here for a second, guys, and we're talking about the Chinese phones and the Chinese phone market.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just now talking about we had a week ago or so, HTC laying off a whole bunch of people here in America.
Right.
We got Moto, for example. Right. LG's got problems. Let's rub that crystal ball and say let's what it's cooking in my head is, let's see what 2 years is like. Is Xiaomi and Oppo, and let's throw what's the other one? OnePlus. Let's say OnePlus. What's the chance of OnePlus getting a carrier deal?
Vivo. If I had to pick somebody, in my opinion, who I thought might have a carrier deal 2 years from now from China, I'd pick ZTE.
Yeah, I don't think OnePlus will get it, Mike. They got too much controversy. Every couple months, something about.
They've had the big security issues.
Yeah.
So I just think ZTE does things the right way.
Yeah.
Go Go ahead.
Jay Will's in the room.
Okay. Welcome, Jay. Thanks for coming by.
Talk about that crystal ball. Hey Jay, how you doing, Mr. Will? Talk about crystal ball. Is Essential going to be around 2 years from now, or are they going to get bought out, or are they going to be around?
Actually, they're working on the phone, but I don't think they're going to be around. I can't.
Yeah, somebody brought that up a few weeks ago, and I suspected that they won't. That would be my guess, but Jay Will could probably answer that better than me. He's got the phone. You know.
Yeah.
Sal Unicorn is saying Xiaomi will need a carrier and not Sprint.
Sprint, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. Mobile Tech Matters. He said ZTE is in AT&T. They do have some phones I've seen in AT&T that are prepaid. I don't know if they have any.
Well, the Axon M was strictly an AT&T, phone, and still is.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got a good point there. So they have a foot in the door. But I've seen the way ZTE is approaching things methodically in the United States. And if I had to pick the one that I thought might be successful, I'll take them.
Jay Will said Xiaomi is coming to the U.S.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, Jay. You know, that by the end of this year, beginning of next year, and we were saying what a great phone the Mi A1 was, which I know you agree with.
And he thinks Essential is going to be around for a little bit.
Yeah, and he's the one that could answer that. You know.
Yeah, I hope Essential is around, because I think that's they did shake things up to a point. Yeah. If you think about it, you know, especially with the screen and the material they use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OT4 that hangs out with Danny Widget. I think they live in the same town in Florida, actually. He did a video today about the Essential, you know, kind of an update. And he was very fair, and he seems to love the phone, but he was also very fair about the issues they still have, and it still has some camera issues. So he was very balanced about it, but his overall feeling seems to be that he still likes that phone, and it's the best feeling phone you'll ever pick up. Yeah.
I almost got one. I'm glad I didn't with all the issues they had, but I almost got one.
Yeah, I came close too.
I like the look of the phone, you know.
But now you say with the issues, but they admitted they had a problem, and they quickly sent out updates to fix everything.
That's one of the things that he's saying. They were very good at bringing out fast updates to fix stuff, and that's true. You know, for me personally, I'm still glad I didn't spend my money on one. But I know Jay Williams keeps saying how it keeps getting better and better, and he seems to love the phone now. So.
Well, they did a wise move by lowering the price. And see that,
absolutely.
And it goes back to our earlier comment. That's what HTC needs to do too, a little bit. You know, have a fire sale. That's the only way I can call it. You know.
But see, that's my thing. I think that phone was what was it 700 when they did
that? Yeah, I think it was 700. Yeah.
In that case, I'd rather buy a Pixel. And no, I'm
saying, I think all the updates that have come to the Pixel have made the phone great. He capitalized great, so he has it. I don't.
For the price, though, I would rather buy a Pixel and get a better camera and waterproofing, and you know.
Yeah. Each to his own. At one point, Rich Mobile Tech Matters said, "Yeah, ZTE used that foot to kick the door in."
So
that's about all I've got. What about you guys?
Yeah, I was just going here with what was going here on Droid Life. I was snagging some stories from that.
Well, let's go with it.
No, I just was earlier. I was talking about it. You know, somebody was looking for. Well, he wanted good speakers. Like there's that deal they got here. We saw for refurbished Nexus 5X and 6Ps.
Yeah.
You know, and while Jay Will's in the house, I probably should tell him. Jay, a guy is looking for a phone with great speakers that'll go on Verizon for under $200, which to us is a hard ask, but came up with the 5X and the 6X.
Yeah,
on Verizon. Yes.
Yeah.
Verizon.
Well, good speakers. You're better off with the 6P because that had dual speakers too.
Right.
Those are
but he wanted under $200. As soon as he said it, I looked up current cost for 6P. Well, you're still talking $350, $400.
Well, no, these are refurbs, and it said I think I saw it said $219.
Okay,
you know,
refurb, okay.
yeah. So see, that's a lot asking. That Verizon stuff really kills.
Pixel 2. God, it's got to be under $200.
Yeah, see, Jay Williams is saying Pixel 2 or Axon 7. Now, Axon 7 is the first thing we all said, but that can't go on Verizon.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to spend more than $200. That's the problem. Yeah. Jay is saying no way for that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, what other things are going on?
Like 6X, I think, is the way for him to go. You know. So, go ahead.
See, I just saw it here. I'm on Android Police. Says dealer Samsung Deck Station. It looks like the old gen for $80 on Amazon.
Okay.
God.
Is that a deal? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't got no use for it. I don't know. I'm not really into it. So.
Will's mumbling. He must not really like it.
I'm not. Nah. I
Hey,
just don't have use for it.
Hey, George, let me ask you something. Have you ever used a Chromebook?
Yes, my wife had one for 3.5 years, and we just replaced it a few months ago, and we gave the Chromebook to my grandson because he needed his own. And she liked it just fine, but she did every once in a while say she missed some of the things Windows could do. So I just bought her a new Windows and gave the Chromebook to the grandson.
I'm just curious, what was some of the things that she missed?
The fact that you could only use the Chrome browser for everything, and you're going to pin me down now.
I was just curious.
For 3.5 years, there was every once in a great while there was something she couldn't do, and of course she could do on Windows. And what's coming to mind now? Nothing.
Because
but she did have a valid 3 or 4 things that she could not do on a Chromebook.
It's probably because you don't have the whole operating system, so you can't.
Right.
You can't download.
Everything's in the cloud. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw it. Chrome OS will soon preserve window position across display when disconnected and reconnecting an external monitor.
Okay.
I have a Chromebook.
I'm using a Chromebook right now.
You're using a Chromebook now. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and I got one with the apps. I'm using the developer.
Quickly, Terry Keller came up with the Alcatel Idol 4. And if that goes on Verizon, I can tell you, I had that. I gave it away. That is a great phone with great speakers. So you might check if that could go on Verizon. I don't think it would go on Verizon, but check.
Yeah.
So go ahead with what you were saying, Mike.
I just found it. Every time I turn around and like I'm looking at some of the news articles here, they're always updating Chrome, and it's just I was just curious if you had it. Or and Will, what kind of Pixel book you're using?
Chromebook is this is an Acer.
That's what I had too.
I don't know if it's a flip, but it can flip all the way back, lay flat. Comes with the you can download from the App Store on it.
Right.
Okay, you got the one you can put apps on it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So my wife's had. You could put apps on my wife's too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
From the Play Store?
Oh no.
Yeah, you can get them from the Play Store. You can run. It's supposed to be able to run just about anything.
Okay.
The funny thing is, when I'm sitting there using the Chromebook, I never really think about it. I was all juiced up when I got it. I was like, yeah, I can do it now.
Now you don't.
And I really don't. I haven't really taken time because I really get. The Chromebook's great to sit down, do what you got to do, and close it and move on. You know what I'm saying?
My wife's
because it's real simple. I don't got to worry about nothing. Nothing's ever, if I'm just browsing the web, or I don't got an iPhone, so I don't need iTunes. I'm not editing videos or none of that. So.
I was looking at the comments and I see a comment from me, and then I realized my wife is signed in using my sign. And she's saying the Chromebook was fine. She just wanted something new. Grandson loves the Chromebook.
Okay, all right. Get it back real fast to Motorola again. It says here Motorola to release a VR headset mod that's probably just a daydream viewer.
I don't like VR.
I thought the article said they were getting away from these niche mods.
Well,
that's kind of contradictory.
Yeah, I know. Today it was put out today.
Amazing.
Well, 2 weeks ago, LG said they weren't releasing no phone just to release it. Now we have the G7 Neo and the LG
Exactly.
G6 QS, whatever that thing's
Now,
called.
to be fair, they haven't released either yet, but you got a good point.
I bet you this is what they'll do. They'll say this is the first phone that's going to release with Android P, and then the Pixel will come out. Then 2 months later, they'll release it. That's how they did the other one when they did that.
With a notch or not?
With the notch. They gotta put a notch. Come on, they won't compete without the notch.
Okay.
The Pixel better not put a notch. Oh my God.
Hey, real quick, I just saw Lewis posted something. I'm wondering if the Nokia 6 2017 is a good option. Now, I don't know.
I almost got that early in January, and I started looking up the specs, and I started looking at a few videos, and I ended up not getting it because what was the RAM? Did it only have 2 gigabytes of RAM?
I'm checking it out real quick here.
But I ended up not buying it. I ended up buying the Sony Xperia XA2 instead, which I'm very happy with, but it is a little sluggish, not badly sluggish, but I had the impression that the Nokia 6 was going to be really sluggish, and I think it was maybe 2 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah. By the way, that is a GSM only phone.
Right.
That Nokia.
Verizon problem.
Yeah, Verizon just kills it.
I mean, AT&T and T-Mobile, and that's it. And the MVNOs.
And right. But there's another player that we kind of forget about in our conversation about what that crystal ball. Where, could Nokia be a dominant player?
I think Nokia is slowly building something that's worth something under HMD.
Yes, yes.
And I don't see myself finishing the year without getting a Nokia phone of some type.
And they're actually, I think they're also picking out their markets first where they get a good foothold before attacking the more difficult ones.
They seem to have a good stretch. And keep in mind, Nokia used to be big.
Yeah, Nokia.
So they could be somebody to bet on to get back in the U.S. in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I think Nokia will get a carrier deal, George.
Yeah, exactly.
They might get the deal.
Because they've been there, and they probably still have the executives who know how to talk to the executives for the carrier deals.
I could see walking into AT&T and seeing Samsung, Apple, and Nokia.
Yeah, exactly.
LG might get pushed to the side a little bit.
And I hope not.
So
if LG gets pushed to the side, I'll miss that wide angle camera. Then I'll have to stick with the moment lenses. That camera.
That's right. You got those moment lens, don't you? Now explain to me what moment lens is.
It's like you get a case. It goes on your phone. Then you buy like lenses if you want a wide angle.
Oh,
and it screws into the back. Okay. So you can get a wide angle. They have a fisheye and they have a macro, and they have them for like the more popular phones. You can get the clip-on ones from like Amazon. These ones are
I've got a couple of those clip-on ones.
Yeah, these ones are. I guess they consider them more high quality. You can if you get like the pack, I think it cost me $120 for the moment lens for the Pixel and the wide angle, and then you can buy the lenses separate. The lenses are interchangeable. So let's say you have a Pixel 2 and then you wanted one that would work with your Galaxy. You just buy the case and you can use the same lens.
Were you happy with it? Were you happy with it?
Oh, yeah, it worked. Oh, yeah, the wide angle's crazy.
And now, are you ready? Do you still use it, or was it just for the moment? I had to get that in. I cannot hold this stuff in. And Mike, you're satisfying me. If I get you to moan, I'm happy.
Okay, let's move on now.
Hey, I know how to finish a broadcast. Okay.
Yeah. Woo.
George, we got to get you a soundboard. Mike, we got to get Adam on it. We need a board.
You want to get me?
Yeah.
You kidding?
Oh man.
Oh man. Hey, I was seeing in a comment. Lewis is asking about the Alcatel 5S, and again, that's another GS. I'm just confirming on GSM
I believe
Arena.
that's strictly GSM.
GSM also.
Yeah.
Lewis, you're gonna have a hard time finding, you're on Verizon, $200, good speakers. All I can me personally recommend, and I know the guys, I don't know, I'm a Moto fan. If you need an inexpensive phone that's going to work, the Moto G5, the Moto E4 Plus,
Right.
Because at least the Moto E4 Plus, you can at least get 32 gigs.
Right.
And then there's just
like speakers.
Well,
Yeah,
I was just going to say, listen. What you could do is here's the deal. Well, I don't know. It's just me. Get this phone, the Moto 4e. This will work on Verizon.
E4.
Okay. Go get yourself then at the additional money that you just saved. Go get yourself a speaker, Bluetooth it. I'm it's about the only thing I can suggest.
He said Alcatel's website says it'll work with Verizon.
Okay, if they say so. I know the X4 didn't.
I think the 4S didn't. People I know, you got to call them and they have to let your phone work on their network.
Yeah, I think I've read about stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know when the 6P was out, a lot of people were complaining that it wouldn't.
Yes, they were.
Hoops to get it to work.
Yes, they were. That's right.
Myself personally, once I did it one time. What you're talking about, I went into a Verizon store saying, "Here, put my Nexus 5 on your network," and then from there on out, I just swapped the SIMs, and they always had it like on the books, like it was the Nexus 5.
It's 5, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I heard? I'm going to try it. That the like with AT&T, because if you have an unlocked phone on AT&T, you lose your Wi-Fi calling, you lose your HD voice, lose your visual voicemail. Everybody's saying that you can just give them an AT&T approved SIM. I mean, an IMEI.
Okay.
And then swap your SIM, and you'll still keep your HD.
It'll work on Verizon.
Well, no, on AT&T, you'll keep your feature. Okay. So maybe that's what he could do is get a Verizon SIM that was on their network, and just don't tell him when he switches it. Maybe it'll stay on the computer as an approved phone, so he can
use it. Maybe. But of course, you're taking a chance that it may or may not work, or you could do a lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
Check the forums.
Yeah.
Yeah, that phone that he's talking about that they claim that can work on all networks is on Amazon. I'm checking it out real quick here.
Jay Williams is saying on T-Mobile, you keep everything on unlocked phones, which is great. This is one of the reasons I love T-Mobile, and that's all I use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. T-Mobile is super. It's never an issue with T-Mobile.
Nobody's going to believe you with a T-Mobile apron on.
I know. I'm lucky I didn't break out the hat, the scarf. I kept it on a down low today.
There you go. Low key.
Yeah. So
sorry, I didn't mean to call you Loki. Sorry. Thor will be in here.
Let's see here. Lewis is saying, I'm just get back again. Lewis saying he's going to wait for the LG Zone 4 or the Moto E5.
That's probably a good move.
Yeah, because the Moto E5, I guess, should be coming out.
Yeah.
Relatively soon. I mean,
And I know my Moto E4 was a Verizon phone, so I'll bet you the Moto E5 will be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, U11 Life, that's unlocked, right?
Which one?
He's saying the U11.
The U11, yes.
Yeah.
That works on everybody, I think. But we're talking $650.
Is it the Life, or which one are we talking
about?
Life.
No, the Life.
The Life is the inexpensive one they have.
Cheaper one, yeah.
Yeah, that you can get it either at T-Mobile or go to their website and buy it straight out.
Yeah.
So let me see what else. I currently have the Moto Z Play 2016. You have Lewis. You have the 2016 Z Play. I would keep that phone unless it's cracked.
Yeah, I have the Z2 plan. I love it.
I would see about the mod and get the mod for the speaker, and then there you go. You're set.
Yeah, the speaker mod would be perfect because my Z2 Play with the mod. Wow, does that sound awesome?
I bet. Yeah. I bet it does. That's another phone really tease me.
Yeah.
Not the Life, a unicorn. I don't understand what you're referring to. Not the Life. Do you have the Life? Come on, George. There's got to be a joke in here somewhere.
In the U11 Life, well, I know it's at the ZTE community. You're always talking about the ZTE Life, but I never heard of the U11 Life. I'm not living it. I only have one phone, so I don't know. I can get worse than this. You push me. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to see how far we can go with this,
I don't know what he means either.
Look, George, the more bad jokes you say, the more people are coming in this room. It keeps on going higher, okay?
Usually they're trying to punch me. Okay, this is good. Can I use a simple mobile SIM card in the U11 Life? That's what he's asking. I have no clue.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Simple Mobile because sometimes if they use a CDMA or they use a GSM.
So you should probably ask them.
Yeah, he needs to see what carrier. Well, yeah, because I've seen Simple Mobile, and they're funny. They use like a color code. If you look at the graphic on them, they're going to be red, like for Verizon, blue for AT&T.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I caught that. Yeah, there's some of them are actually. I think they ask you what carrier you want to be on, or what towers you want to be on.
There you go. So one's Republican and one's Democrat, red and blue. I get it. Okay.
Here we go. Let's see. We up to? Oh man, where the numbers are climbing.
You keep leaving it open. I can't help it.
Oh yeah, please, yes.
My puns are like volcanoes. They're going to gush out no matter what I do. So.
I think we lost Will. He got real quiet all of a sudden. He's speechless now.
I finally made him sick, huh?
Yeah. Yo, Will, what's going on over there?
I can't hear you. Make some. Yeah.
Oh no.
We've lost your sound, Will.
Will.
Your picture is fine, but no sound.
Will. Well, hello.
Come back.
Hello. Come back to us. We got more good bad puns for you. Come on back. Oh man, let's see here.
Oh well.
So
you think this is a note that we should probably end up?
I'm just looking
for an hour and 15 minutes.
Have we now?
Yeah.
Let's see. Not much enjoying the show, George.
Ooh, nice.
You see, Tech Nerd is saying not much enjoying the show. George,
that's Dennis, one of the guys from Vegas.
Oh, okay.
I love Dennis. He thinks I look in my early 50s, so of course I love the guy.
Oh, okay. Well, remember, I had you pay. At what age? Your birthday was not that long ago. What were you saying?
Right. I hit 73, and when I told Dennis back in January, he's like, "You're 73. You look like you're in your 50s." and my wife has the same issue. People take her in her 40s. They think her daughter's her sister, and she's 64. So,
George, let me tell you, your wife is a riot when you do those car vlogs.
Oh yeah, people just go ape when she's on, and they're always saying, "Bring your wife in more. Bring your wife in more," and that's her natural personality.
Oh my God. And I love it when I love that thumbnail where she's in that corner just like that. I love that. That was so perfect.
Well, because I couldn't get the camera on her when I did the video. When I saw her leaning over, I said, "That's my thumbnail." Oh,
that was perfect. Yeah. That was perfect.
And she puts up with a lot for me, especially with all the YouTube stuff. You're back. We missed you.
I don't know what happened. He said he cracked his U11. I mean his Moto. That's why he was getting rid of it.
We just lost your picture now. Okay,
cracked the screen.
Now you're back.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Will, what are you on? The Pixel?
Now I'm on the Pixel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terry wants to know: do you think the LG V40 is going to come out? That's a tough one. Let me rub that crystal ball a little bit more.
I'll tell you one thing.
It doesn't look too positive right now.
I think it'll come out, but I'll bet you they have a much better front-facing camera. Because I'm about the only one that I know of that wasn't complaining a lot about that.
Yeah. LG had they were doing so good until I don't know, they just don't advertise enough.
Yeah,
And
That's
they
the
get too
biggest
much
thing.
they get too much bad press. Like I told you, everybody at my job who has an LG, the phone's dead in 2 seconds. They complain about it. They hate it.
really.
Not, and they don't have that one, but they have like some of them have I think it's the G4. One of them has the G5.
Right.
She bought 2 batteries in like the last month, and the phone drops like a tank. The battery's dead in a couple minutes. She leaves the house. It's about 20% after a half an hour.
Well,
See,
Will, you had that problem with the G6. You love you love that camera, but you couldn't live with the battery at all.
Right,
Mike,
right,
I didn't even mind the UI on that phone. I didn't even mind the skin. I was, had the themes and I liked it, but the battery, I couldn't do it.
With the G6, I haven't had the battery issues like you. And I carried that as my daily driver for like 2 months.
And I tried the unlocked and the locked. It wouldn't even make it through 8 hours without dying.
Right. Yeah, and see, mine was lasting all day. And of course, everything I have is unlocked. So,
Actually,
Don,
I was upset with that thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, you were. You really were. So Don's in the room. How you doing, Don?
hey, Don.
Terry said I had the Tribute 5 and 1. What was the Tribute 5 and 1?
He said it says Tribute. I think he means Tribute, right? The LG Tribute. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The LG phones. Yeah. My stepdaughter had the Tribute 5, I think, until I gave her. What did we just give her? Something. One of my phones. I can't remember which one, but she loves it.
So,
last year we gave her the ZTE Axon Pro, the one before the 7, and she loves that phone.
Yeah.
So,
Did anybody in the room order the S9 besides me and George?
I'll bet you anything that Jay Williams did if he's still here.
Yeah.
'Cause he gets everything.
Yeah. You think about the S9 and the decks. I think that was interesting. They have the decks as a like a pad, like here on my laptop, scrolling
Jay
pad.
Williams says, of course.
Yeah.
That was a natural conclusion.
Love my Axon Pro. Tech Nerd says here.
Oh, good.
Forbes Tech in the room.
Forbes Tech review.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. You're not alone, Dennis. My stepdaughter loves it too.
Shadow said I guess he says cancel, so I guess he canceled his order.
Okay. And it seems like a number of people did that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm wondering. I mean, a lot of people, just like I was telling y'all, Samsung is getting a lot of hate, but what else can you really do with a phone at this point that, you know what I mean? I don't know. I guess we just want it to be perfect. Can't blame them, but.
Forbes is getting a coral blue.
There you go. All right, so Joseph's getting one. That's good.
And Shallow has a Note 8, and he says meh.
Yeah.
Like it's like plain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he's saying the upgrade is.
Yeah, the upgrade is not.
It's not worth it.
The Note, Mike, the Note 8 is definitely not meh. Not the
I was
Note 8.
going to say, I didn't think, judging by the sound of things.
Richard Mobile Tech Matter says he loves his Note 8. He may have to get rid of it when the Note 9 comes out. Yeah, and usually for the new Note, that's worth it, usually. So I haven't had a Note in a few years, so.
Not with that display. That display is crazy.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's the chances that we're going to see a Huawei P20 here in the States?
In the States?
Yeah, is that, or did I hear, was it a Huawei or was it Honor? Is there Honor 10 coming?
Well, they released the Honor 9 here, didn't they? I think they did. So I wouldn't be surprised if the 10. I'm thinking probably not the P20, but I could be wrong.
See, I'm just seeing what else is here. Daily. Hey, you guys go to or subscribe to on Google Plus Android headlines.
No, I don't.
Yes, I do.
every day they come out with electronic deals. So I'm gonna just real quick scroll through here.
Okay.
Anybody need see here?
Jay Will's
What?
keeping his Note 8 and his Note 9.
Of course he is. He's Jay Williams. What do you expect? Come on.
Yeah, what's the deal? What's the deal with this Huawei Mate SE? Right, where we were talking about it on Wednesday.
I almost
And
bought that
it's-
the other day.
You know, I mean,
Alan, who's it? Alan has it. Alan, you
Al
have
has
it.
it. Yeah. You know, and it's interesting that, well, first off, another phone that's released and no hoopla. You know,
Right. Yeah. I mean, that just came out of nowhere for everybody.
right. And secondly is it's got an extra gig of RAM and double the memories. You know, double the memory.
They're saying that's what pushes it over above the
The $200 mark. Yeah,
no,
but
the seven that the Honor, what is it?
yeah, Honor 7X. That's
Honor
the phone
7X. Yeah. They're saying because of the extra RAM and the extra space, that's what makes it that much better than the 7X. You know, so I still may get it. We'll see.
I'm curious how much better is. I mean, that 7X is really a nice phone.
Well, I can
For
see
$200
that 3 to 4 gigs of RAM would make a difference. You know.
So, hey, there's another phone company, Sony. Sony finally made a phone with a fingerprint sensor.
Yes,
Nah, Mike, they just couldn't sell them here, is what it was. There was some kind of agreement or something they signed.
It was something legal that was keeping them from doing it.
What was that?
But let
What
me
was
show
that?
you. Let me show you
Fingerprint
something.
scanners.
Oh,
They
yeah,
weren't
yeah.
allowed to put them in the phones here. They weren't allowed to sell phones here that had them.
Yeah, see
Right,
the fingerprint scanner here? Well, let me show you something about it. Yeah, putting my finger on it. Takes a while. It's one of the slower ones you'll see.
Wow.
See how long that took?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of.
Yeah, it's one of the slower ones. It's probably the slowest fingerprint scanner I have. Now, it's okay,
Mhm.
but I guess Sony said, hey, you got a fingerprint scanner. Be satisfied, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the flagship phones that
This is the mid-ranger, so.
right. I can't get over it. It's $450 for that phone.
Yeah, the Ultra, yeah. Well, this one is $350, and I gotta agree with my Project 13. This should be, I could see paying $300 for this. Probably you shouldn't pay $350.
Right.
But it's a nice phone, you know.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Where was I? Where was the?
He's moving around again.
That's
real-
right.
the
Yeah,
real is back.
yeah. He's got ants in his pants.
You got to give him credit. He sat for more than an hour, which nobody
Yeah.
believes he could do.
Yeah. Here we go. Asus Zenfone Max Plus for $229 over in Amazon.
How good is it? You know, you don't hear much about Zen phones anymore. I had the Zenfone
No.
3, and I haven't bought one since, but you just don't hear much about them in the United
No,
States.
this is a 5.7-inch IPS full HD
Right.
MediaTek MT6750T, 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage.
Now, see, to me, MediaTek 3 gigs of RAM. In my head, that's a bad combination.
Yeah.
In my head, I could be wrong.
Okay.
You know. But another company, GSM only.
Oh yeah, without doubt. Listen to this battery, 4130 milliamp battery.
Yeah, they're known for the big battery.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Amazon for $229.
Okay. Yeah, so that would put it right in the same thing with the same price range with the Mi A1 and the
And the Honor 7X.
and the Honor
You know,
7X
that and the SE.
and the I see, that's right.
You know, so
And in that price range, you're going to have a really hard time beating the Mi A1. That's a
Mhm.
great phone, you know. And it has good cameras. You know.
see that phone, that's your phone that Xiaomi phone should be more, if it's being global, and it is an Android one
mine's
phone.
a global version. Yeah.
Right. I'm surprised it isn't being advertised a little bit here. You know what I mean?
Because it works great with the T-Mobile bands.
You were saying that, yeah.
And Jay had said, and who else said it? Donovan, I think, and me. People keeps making comments that but it only gets 3G. No, it doesn't. I have 4G almost all the time on that phone.
Do you?
Yeah. And even down here in my man cave, and this part where I'm sitting right now has probably the worst reception in my house. That phone will sit on this desk with 4G, so I don't see where everybody talks about 3G.
TJ made a comment here about the Huawei phone. Where is it? Where was it? He was saying about it. He made mention of it. Where is it? It just went away that quick.
He retracted it. It says message retracted here.
Okay. He was talking about how, and he's right. He made mention of it like being an Apple phone. I saw the SE part. I'm like going, where are you guys going with this SE stuff? Come on now.
A lot of people are saying it's an Apple clone. So
yeah,
I'm kind of like Jay Williams had said in one of his videos. Everything isn't an Apple clone, and I agree. It's like they make too much of that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, let me. Well, not Will. He's not a YouTuber, not yet, at least. But George, have you been getting notifications when somebody gives you a thumbs up on a video, on a comment?
Yes, you get
Is that just something they just started?
I've been seeing it for months, but it started. I'd say I've been seeing it at least 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, I just started seeing. I'm getting constant.
Yeah, because I tend to say a lot of nice things to you and towards.
Yeah. But when
Project 13, and every time one of you guys gives it a thumbs up on my comment, I get a notification.
Oh,
yeah.
I never did until it just happened. Just started happening now.
Yeah,
you haven't been saying nice things, Mike.
I know. I just tell the truth too much,
Yeah, you're too honest. You don't say nice things.
Hey, Will, let's remember you're just as much of a Jersey guy as the other two of us. Okay?
Yeah,
that's true.
But it's South Jersey, okay? Come on, Will. Tell them.
You talking to me? Yeah, I'll give you North Jersey. You talking to me?
Yeah.
We're in pothole country.
Yeah, we're what country?
Pothole country.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You guys are in Pine Barren country.
You come traveling the road, George.
Terry Keller, and he's in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Terry,
your neighbor. He's your neighbor right there.
Right down the street.
Yeah, Pittman and Sicklerville over there.
Yeah, Terry, TJ is saying, I thought the Hawaii Mate SE was a ripoff of the iPhone SE. I think the name SE is a straight ripoff.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for. They grabbed people's attention with that name. So
yeah, that was a straight ripoff.
Yeah. Will, where are you? Wait a minute.
Everything's a ripoff of the iPhone. Wait till the notches start coming.
Don't be surprised. Yeah. Then you're gonna have to say it looks like an iPhone, but won't be surprised if I end up with that SE myself.
I think it's going to be. You're going to be happy with it. I mean, even I'm like, when I gave it to Adam, and I'm like holding, like going, maybe you're just going to have this for a month.
There you go. But Adam seems. I mean, I know Adam's an Apple guy, but he seems fairly happy with the 7X.
He is. Yeah. He is. He's really opened his eyes, and I'm so happy that he's come to doing this stuff with me on the channel.
Exactly. Yeah.
But on the other hand, it gave me an opportunity. I so desire sharing this stuff with people who are not of our sphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Before I continue, Jay Will, you have a good night. Thank you for your. You have a good dinner, and we'll be catching you. Jay's heading off.
All right. Good night, Jay. Enjoy your dinner, brother. God bless.
God bless. Yes.
George, me and Mike were talking about that earlier with Adam. We think maybe Mike might actually get him converted from Apple because he's realizing how much cheaper it was.
Oh
If
yeah,
you're having an Android phone,
and it's a good phone. You know. Yeah, and if I end up getting this SE, I may try to start convincing them because I'll bet you it's going to be a little snappier than the 7X even. You know, and it's in that same price range.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's I mean, granted though too, he's admitting that his iPhone 6 is you know he's having battery issues with
well,
it.
it's dated at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so to have this new phone literally was brand new when he, you know, it was only out for like a month when I presented it to him.
Right.
So of course it's going to have a bigger wow factor to him.
Right.
But he, you know, he seemed like he really got burned with Android 7 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you got him on the right path. That's good. So
yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to tell you, as you know, how much I like watching all your videos. And you know how I like watching you two together, you and your brother, because I think you're awesome together. But last night I realized a lot of it is Adam too, because last night I watched the entire broadcast with he and his wife on Marvel, the TV show.
Congress. Oh, Star Trek?
No, the Marvel TV show.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't watch it since the first season. And I sat there and watched the entire stream. And I realized it's simply because Adam I find him to be a great streamer who's enjoyable to watch, you know?
Yeah.
And the two of you together are awesome to watch. You know?
Yeah, he has a certain voice, a certain mannerism
he does.
that you know is like a hidden talent, and yeah, he's always had that voice of his anyway. So, and then of course, you know, he has his you know, we both bounce off each other. So
right.
You know,
and he and his wife do it even better, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. When Christina came into the family, you know, and some of the wisecracks they kept on, and some bad puns, by the way.
Right.
We knew right away. Oh, this is the girl. You know,
she fits. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I see. TJ saying he's from Fresno. Yeah. Well, you know what? You want to stay in Fresno because it's
you got nice weather.
Yeah, you got nice weather. Let me tell you.
Yeah, TJ, I'm closer to you than they are, and I'm all the way in Tennessee.
We just had what do we have? Was that our third or fourth snowstorm?
Yeah. Well, we went through. Listen, we went through February with no snow.
Yeah.
Right. And
didn't seem like it.
No, we had January and February. No, December and January snow. Freezing cold. February was okay. It was wet. It rained a lot.
Right.
But now we got the wallop 2 times, and then possibly a third one, and it's on its way.
Well, now you're paying the other side. You know.
So
Murphy never takes a day or a month off. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God. So.
But you guys down in South Jersey didn't get it anywhere near as bad as some of them in North Jersey.
No. Yeah, we got we were lucky, you know, in some ways. But that first one that came last week. Oh my God, that wind! The snow was going this way.
Well, you were saying during the broadcast that if you went off the air, it's because you lost power. So
yeah.
You know. And I saw even your mother was posting on Facebook that they were like 40 and 50 mile an hour winds. You know.
Winds, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad.
So we've been over an hour and a half now.
George, you handling the stream very well.
Well, I'm doing my best.
You know,
I've got a great cast. That's why.
Yeah, well, and the audio and the camera. George got a new camera.
Yeah, and the audio is built into the camera, and that was based on Mike's brother Adam's recommendation. Once again,
the producer.
Yep.
Hey George, can I plug my brother's channel?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay, listen, Corporate Geek.
No,
all right.
Corpulent.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. Nobody will find it.
I know he's going to kill me. Yeah, he does videos. He likes Star Trek and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he did movie reviews on
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, right.
And he's also on Twitter as Corp. Also.
Yes. So check him out. So,
All right,
I don't-
so we're going to wrap up, and I'll let you guys say what you want about. Well, we'll let you go first since you don't have a channel.
No, I don't got
Someday
nothing
you
to
will.
say. I'm sitting here, George, looking for your super chat. I don't see any in here.
I didn't find it either, so I'm not worried about it.
All right.
we got to find our super chat. We got to find our super chats, George and you. We got to find ours, and I got to find out that donation button. You know.
Yeah, then they're going to start calling me Superfly or something. Of course, I just kicked the song off in my head. That's the trouble with being a singer and musician for years. All right,
Oh,
Mike.
man.
So let's talk about you.
Well, I'll just give my standard, end of video kind of spiel. I'm Mike Dixon. This is Simply Your Device. You like today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like today's video, do not give it a thumbs down. Tell us why in the comments down below. And as always, start the conversation. Oh, and by the way, I'm on the road to 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. Views? Views? I thought it was watch hours.
It's 4,000 views per year.
Yes. So help me get to the mark.
Yep. He deserves it, folks. All right, folks. Mobile Geezer, thanks for watching. We're going to be doing this, as far as I know, every Friday night. I guess the stream will be coming from Mike's Simply Your Device next
All
week.
right. Hold on. Before you sign off, George, you
Okay.
got, I think somebody said they inboxed you on Facebook for you, George.
Could be.
And somebody just asked about Samsung if they're out of China.
No.
They're Korean.
China,
They're
yeah.
Korean.
South
Korea.
Korea, South Korea's biggest company ever.
And if you see the chat, I think you got a thing on Facebook, George.
Okay. All right, I'll take a look.
Yeah, everybody get the word out about today's stream and forward and other streams, and also tell people to be part of the replay crew.
Exactly. Yes, please.
George got a
tell
pretty
people-
slick-looking hat on there tonight.
Yeah. He did come dressy with a hat
I'm known for my hats. I have 15 hats right now.
and your sneakers
And
your
a lot of
sneakers too.
sneakers, right? I
Yeah,
heard
I'm
that.
known
George
for
got a
my
lot of sneakers.
shoes and my socks. Blue, red, my socks are all kinds of stripes. It's stuff I'm known for. Yeah. All right, folks.
cool.
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please share it with your family, friends, and tell people to send the replay, call out the replay crew and strength. And hopefully we will see you next week, and love you all, folks. Thanks a lot. Signing
See you
off.
now.
Yeah.